Wait, did I accidentally pick episode 3 again? Didn't we already have a full flashback episode? Don't you know you only get one of those a season? Who do you think you are? Lost?
Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture ref.
Did someone lose their keys? Is this the future?
I get that this is supposed to be a joke, but these aren't metal detectors. They're looking for Force virgins.
100 years ago, this planet was cataloged as lifeless because of a hyperspace disaster.
Expecting your audience to read the High Republic books so they have all the necessary backstory to understand whatever the f you're talking about. Books have like paper words and stuff. It's unnatural.
Republicans.
Padawan is too distracted to appreciate the significance of a virgin's.
Maybe that's because he hasn't been shown why this is so important. And come to think of it, neither have we.
Virgins could create life, like what we see on this planet. It's a power that should be studied, protected.
I do not tell him answers to ease his mind. That's why I have a Padawan and you do not.
Indara has a Padawan because she doesn't tell people answers to ease their minds, or Sol doesn't have a Padawan because he does tell people answers to ease their minds. Either way, seems like extremely weird criteria to determine which knights get to pada someone.
Sol is essentially too nurturing. A Jedi Master has to let the Padawan figure some things out for themselves, rather than just being hand-fed information.
Dara, can you read me?
Of course she can't. If she could, she'd probably tell you to stop stalking little girls, and then we'd have no story.
This is hypocritical, coming from a guy who works for a man who was attracted to 10-year-old Emma Watson.
Show that cost $180 million somehow has less convincing climbing scenes than the Adam West Batman show.
Discount Jeremy makes a pop culture.
You've traveled so far only to become trapped on this planet.
I mean, 7 weeks is a long time, but trapped is kind of overselling it.
You're failing to realize that she's playing into his anxieties. Sure, he's not actually trapped, but he feels like he is.
These characters whine about in this series are just dumb. They want dumb things. Like they're minorly inconvenienced and just can't get over it. It's like, I don't want to be a witch. I don't want to work on this planet. Well, you know what? I don't want to pay taxes or go to the DMV, but I'm not going to turn to the dark side just because of my fear of the take a number machine.
Torben doesn't turn to the dark side, though. Are you even watching the show?
So earlier when you said,
put down your weapons.
No violence.
that didn't include assaulting the mind of a minor, because that seems pretty fucking violent to me.
The episode is simply suggesting that she doesn't view it that way. That's a flaw of the character within the episode, not a flaw of the episode itself. This show is terrible enough without you being dishonest, my guy.
The scouts will bring Osha to your camp at midday.
Relying on scouts to bring your children to the Jedi. They're objectively the worst class in TF2. At least send a couple of demo nights with them.
Discount Jeremy makes a pop.
Osha's too old to join the order.
Once again, Star Wars tells us there are age restrictions on when children can become Padawans, but fails to show us a reason why said age restriction is necessary.
Except they did show us in the prequel trilogy. Older children are harder to condition, which makes them more emotionally volatile and thus susceptible to the dark side.
Castle.
Confusing a castle for a Pokemon. Wait, they made a castle Pokemon? I'm not sure whether to blame the Jedi or Nintendo for my confusion, so I'll just deliver a sin for each?
Discount Jeremy makes a...
I want to do what's best for Osha.
But why? Why is Sol suddenly fascinated with making this girl his Padawan? You can feel Lee Jung-jae trying his best with the writing he's given. He's pouring all the emotion he can into this character arc, but we, the audience, aren't being shown why he wants a Padawan so badly, or why it has to be Osha instead of May, or literally any other kid in the galaxy.
There are a bunch of great actors in this show, but they're given absolute dog to work with. It's not their fault, it's the fault of the writers.
Wait, their symbionts are the same.
Wait, are you saying there are two symbiotes? Are we talking a Venom situation or a Carnage? Oh, I pray for the former.
Discount Jeremy makes...
She is a child.
I'm with Random Witch on this one. Osha's a child, and her being hell-bent on making a decision that will separate her from her family and community forever seems extreme. Exchange Jedi school for clown college.
Skip.
You would sacrifice our future for the wish of a child.
But then again, yeah, maybe Osha should do what she wants. The problem here is that we don't know what it means to lead this coven. Is it something sinister, or just a bunch of meetings like this? Besides, they still have May. Why do they even need both?
Yet another good sin. See, when the show is complete garbage, TVSins can actually be somewhat competent.
We must stop him before he starts a conflict.
Thinking the conflict hadn't already started at the point of breaking into someone's home and demanding their children.
She meant violent conflict. The dialogue was still pretty bad, but I felt like I should clear that up.
Okay, so Mother Coral turned into smoke, and now the witches in this room are controlling Kelnacca. But why did she have to turn into smoke? And where did the archers go? And what was Anastasia trying to do when she turned into smoke? And why am I doing that thing again with the questions? And how many episodes are there left?
Jesus, I'm removing almost as many sins as I'm adding. This is your fault, the Acolyte. If you had been decent, this wouldn't be happening.
So that's it. They all died because Indara freed Kelnacca of their mind control. What kind of spell allows you to control someone's brain but kills you if you lose the connection? Is it like the Matrix where you die if you don't pull your mind out before being disconnected? I need specifics.
Discount Jeremy makes a decent point, but then also makes a pop culture reference, so they cancel each other out.
They started a fire.
Show still doesn't explain how the entire stone fortress burned like it was soaked in kerosene. Was everything in this era of Star Wars highly flammable?
This is a valid sin, but he already mentioned it in a previous episode, so Discount Jeremy double dips cliche.
I don't know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It's
Gets
gross.
the people going.